So now those who have been following Zimbabwean politics would understand that from the terraces we are hearing that during the last days of Robert Gabriel Mugabe, when he was seeing that maybe his health was no longer guaranteed, that he would live for quite a number of years, and trying to secure the future of his children, he had struck a deal with the former Minister of Defense to be the president, and then that minister was going to be deputized by Grace Mugabe. But things did not go as planned. Eventually, the coup emerged. Now, the same question today can be asked on whether Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is going to be removed through a military coup or through a ZANU PF conference. Let me not say this, or let me put it this way. Is the next president of ZANU PF going to actually be elected through a ZANU PF conference, or history will repeat itself? Now, taking into consideration from, I think, before 1980, ZANU PF leaders have not been removed from the presidency through a conference. There is no ZANU PF leader that has emerged through a conference. All ZANU PF leaders, when it comes to succession, military has always intervened. And even the last removal of the ZANU PF president, that is Robert Gabriel Mugabe, the military intervened. The president, of course, could do conferences per year if he wants to stay in power, but to hand over power to the next person in ZANU PF, the president has been a military intervention. And the question is, going into the future of Zimbabwe, is the next president going to be removed through a military coup or through a political process that is called a ZANU PF conference? Welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we be you become the very first one to watch us. Now, why do I have to address this? Because after listening to this, then you will have a clue of what may politically unfold. What is the political reality in terms of the next president of Zimbabwe, if ZANU PF way of doing things is going to see the light of the day. Unless if something miraculously happen, then we may be wrong. Now, in the ZANU PF, if you want to see which faction is going to be defeated, watch this. Now, we've got Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa. He tried through a ZANU PF conference to extend his term of office. It failed. He tried to use a parliament to actually extend his term of office. He failed. Now he is using Gudawashe Takwirei with the hope that Gudawashe Takwirei will contest retired General Chiwenga at a ZANU PF conference and emerge as the win. Now, if that happens, that would be the very, very first time ZANU PF actually get to have a new president through an almost democratic process. And that's, I don't want to say through a democratic process or through the process of a conference of ZANU PF. We know that the conference of ZANU PF, especially if the avenue of actually having the next president is going to be through a conference, already it is being manipulated. Emmerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is busy fighting to restructure the DCCs. the DCCs, which are usually delegates of a ZANU PF conference and have the power, if ever the ZANU PF conference has been a mechanism to actually elect a new president of ZANU PF. But in my humble opinion, I think all these things that Mnangagwa is busy doing or has been busy doing as before, just recently, a few months before, all of them, I don't foresee them working. At some point, I am of the firm view that a military intervention would be done to get rid of Emerson Tambotso Mnangagwa. That is why Mnangagwa cannot be shaken by anyone who campaigns, anyone who issues political statements, anyone who prophesies about the change. He only gets to panic or to be worried when he sees someone putting on a military gear, like Blessed Case, and issuing a statement, issuing directives, and seeing action being done, which is almost related to a military intervention. That is only what can shake Emerson Tambotso Mnangagwa, because he understands that it is the only intervention in ZANU PF that has been effective in terms of removing the sitting head of state in Zimbabwe. Now, if you look at the theory of Mudawashe Takwirei, he has said, if you have got money, you have got power. Now, and qualifying with what has been put on the public domain by Blessed Keza, that these individuals, Mudawashe Takwirei and others, have actually bought the military generals in Zimbabwe. Now we can say maybe that would be the newest thing, but still it supports the argument that I'm going with, that there is absolutely no political change in Zimbabwe that can be achieved through a conference. It is never through a ZANU PF conference. ZANU PF conference has not facilitated a succession within ZANU PF. Ever since ZANU PF was formed, it has always been ambush tactics, the military tactics that have been used. All these presidents from Ndabaningi Sitole and all these presidents of ZANU PF, if you trace how they were removed, and even if you trace how even Robert Gabriel Mugabe got to test the power, then you will understand that a conference or these political activities that especially Emerson Tambotso Mnangagwa faction is busy doing at the moment does not guarantee anyone staying in power, especially if the deep state of Zimbabwe is against that. So in simple terms, I hope I made it so clear, because I didn't want to come with a straightforward topic. This topic, what I have said so far, I have predicted, these are my predictions of what will eventually happen to determine the next president in Zimbabwe. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars